नमस्कार, म तारा राई, महेन्द्र माविको म अङ्ग्रेजी शिक्षक माध्यमिक तहको। मैले चाहिँ यो महेन्द्र माविको 73औं वार्षिक उत्सवमा जुन विमोचन गर्न लागिरहेका छौँ हामीले विद्यालयको ऐतिहासिक दस्तावेज स्मारिका, यो स्मारिकामा चाहिँ मैले इङ्ग्लिस मिडियम इन्स्ट्रक्सन एट महेन्द्र सेकेन्ड्री स्कुल भनेर लेखेको छु। यहाँ चाहिँ मैले महेन्द्र सेकेन्ड्री स्कुलमा इङ्ग्लिस मिडियम इन्स्ट्रक्सन जुन इएमआई हाम्रो सरकारी स्कुलमा अङ्ग्रेजी माध्यमको बारेमा चाहिँ लेखेको छु। यसमा पठन पाठन अगाडि बढाउँदा के समस्याहरू च्यालेन्जेसहरू के छन् अनि त्यसलाई हामीले ओभरकम गर्नको लागि के गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने कुराहरू उल्लेख गरेको छु। In recent years, English medium instruction at government schools have become an increasing trend in Nepal due to the rising significance of English as a global language. However, private schools have long been implementing it as a medium of instruction in the classes. The shift of instruction from Nepali to English medium raises a number of questions like quality, equity, readiness of teachers, cultural identity, etc. With the increasing belief of English as an international language, with varied opportunities, the government of Nepal has encouraged the gradual implementation of English as a medium of instruction in government schools. As a result, even the schools in remote areas have started implementing it, though with very limited resources. Following the trend, with the dire need of the society, Mahendra Secondary School Mani Vanjang has been implementing EMI in basic level 1 to 5 and secondary 9 to 10 for the last 6 years, along with the Nepali medium. However, there are both challenges and opportunities of implementing EMI in the school. Now, what are the challenges then? The challenges of EMI are proficiency of teachers. Implementing EMI in government school like ours is a very tough job due to lack of English language proficiency in teachers. Not all the subject teachers may have enough proficiency needed for the instruction, which may affect the delivery of the content directly. The teacher may not give as much content as he or she is supposed to deliver. Hence, developing English language proficiency in teachers is the foremost challenge that our school has, like every government schools have. Uh, Aligning with the linguistic background of the students, the next challenge. Another challenge that a public school with EMI faces is to align with the linguistic background of the students. Since the students in public schools come from multiple linguistic background, it is not always easy to go with the smooth flow, as their mother tongue may always interfere in one or the other way. Our school has the challenge of overcoming the students' mother tongue as the interference in their learning, because the students are mostly from Rai ethnicity, including the other ethnic groups. Another challenge is ensuring quality. When it comes to implementing EMI in school, there always raises a question regarding the quality of learning. It is for sure that even the teachers may not always deliver the contents to the fullest, as English language is not our language. Hence, there is always a question whether the teacher can play his role to the maximum, being the instructor in English medium class. Another challenge is availability of resources. The materials that are required for EMI is not sufficient in current situation. Most of the materials are designed commercially for the purpose of using in private schools, which may not fit to the students of public schools. Additionally, the resource materials are not contextual to the real life settings of the students. Hence, preparing the contextual materials and making them available to the students come as one of the big challenges among us. Now, what are the opportunities that EMI holds? While the status of English is still foreign in the context of Nepal, it is not that easy to go with the implementation of EMI in government schools. However, we cannot deny the fact that we are living in the globalized world today, where we are not merely a citizen of a country. In this scenario, we have no choice but to go with the direction of globalization. EMI in public schools comes up with the following opportunities. Number one, broader scope of employment. Since everything is globalized today and English serves as a global language with wider accessibility to information, implementing EMI is a better choice for the present world. It is the need of the day. Second is aligning with the private schools. As the present scenario of the schools in Nepal is clearly divided into two fractions as private and public, it is important to align together. In this context, the public schools of Nepal somehow are compelled to implement EMI, and Mahendra Secondary School cannot be an exception. Number third, social prestige. Another major opportunity that everyone perceives regarding the implementation of EMI is the social prestige that it brings. People still believe that they still perceive that Knowing English is to some extent directly related to one's prestige and identity. Focusing on the broader perception of the community, our school has implemented EMI. And the fourth is increased enrollment. Implementing EMI in the public schools has increased enrollment to a larger extent, especially in the school like ours, where the number of private schools are uh, growing day by day. The school has no choice but to implement EMI to foster a healthy competition with the other private schools nearby. Now, what is the way forward then? Though there are challenges and there are both opportunities that EMI holds, we have a way forward. What are the ways forward then? In the context of Nepal, where the students in remote areas are still struggling for basic things related to education, it is very challenging to implement EMI, but it is not impossible. Together, the policymakers can work hand in hand with the stakeholders and make it possible and fruitful. For this, they have to start it starting from the ground reality of the current scenario. Conducting teacher training for English proficiency and EMI pedagogy can be the first prerequisite to the successful implementation of EMI in public schools of नेपाल. सो मलाई चाहिँ के लाग्छ भने इएमआईले ल्याउने च्यालेन्ज, योसँग भएका च्यालेन्ज र दुईटै अपर्च्युनिटिजहरूलाई हेरेर हामीले चाहिँ अबको बाटो कसरी तय गर्ने भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ भन्दै धन्यवाद।